Alternate costumes and recolors have always been a thing in Smash Bros. And ever since Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U, each character has 8 costumes each. Except for Lil Mac, who had 16. And then they took that away from him in Ultimate, making every character have only 8 costumes. And they did that so everyone could have a different recolor in 8-player Smash when selecting the same character. But if they really wanted to, they could add 16 costumes for every character in the game.
Some characters just get recolors, some characters get different costumes, some characters get other characters.
Some characters, it's hard to tell the difference with some of them.
And I'm just gonna tell you some ideas, why not? Alright, starting off with Mario.
In Ultimate, Mario was missing Fire Mario, which is actually a good costume and should come back, but in Ultimate we were able to throw fireballs with the Ice Mario costume. Mario also has so many possibilities he could have for costumes. Mario Odyssey, for example. And the costume I think that they should take from that game is the one of him in his underwear. Or even his clown outfit. Mario has been using Flood for his down B. They could give him a costume from Sunshine. Mr. L for Luigi. Casino Luigi. Gooigi could also be a costume. Peach also has a lot of possibilities she could have for costumes, whether that be from Princess Peach Showtime, Mario Odyssey, Mario Kart World. I suggest her vacation outfit and her wedding dress. Peach should also put her hair in a ponytail when she uses the Fire Flower outfit, like in Mario 3D World. To also be redundant, I think they should give Peach back her Daisy costume and give Daisy a Peach costume. I also don't even think Daisy should have the ability to float. I think she should have an extra mid-air jump as a reference to Super Mario Run.
I think a cool one for Rosalina is when you're bad at playing Super Mario Galaxy 2, she asks to beat the level for you.
Rosalina should also put her hair in a ponytail when she uses the Fire Flower outfit, also like in Mario 3D World. Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong should have those Super Kong versions when you're bad at playing the Donkey Kong Country games.
I also think Donkey Kong should have Funky Kong.
Donkey Kong Bonanza. I don't think Nintendo would actually do this, but it'd be funny if Metalhead Donkey Kong from the Donkey Kong Country cartoon show was an alternate costume. I think they could also add Skylanders, Donkey Kong, and Bowser. I think Bowser should also have his suit from Odyssey, so then we could possibly have the Amiibo 3-pack in Smash Bros. They could also give us Dark Bowser and King Koopa, Dry Bowser, and give him recolors.
Also, I just want to say Bowser Jr. having the 7 Koopalings as his alternate costumes is perfect! Wahoo!
But if they wanted to give Bowser Jr. another alternate character, they could give him Koopa Kid, or recolors. King K. Rool should also have his costumes.
Yoshi should have Black Yoshi, and Crafted World Yoshi should have never took his spot. Other Yoshis that would have been better than another green Yoshi could have been white, orange, or brown Yoshi.
Wario, pretty much the only character to have an alternate costume in Smash Bros. Brawl that's more than just a recolor. Wario is also a master of disguise, so there's plenty to choose from. I also suggest this. Zelda could have different costumes for pretty much every Zelda game. And Linkle was originally designed as a female Link. They could probably give Sheik an Impa costume. Toon Link in his pajamas. Toon Link can get his Spirit Tracks outfit. Ganondorf could get his Hyrule Warriors outfit. Or possibly Tears of the Kingdom.
Kirby could have had Shadow Kirby. Shadow Kirby was also playable in Kirby Fighters Deluxe by being an unlockable palette of Kirby.
Meta Knight has costumes based on Dark Meta Knight and Galacta Knight, which is really cool.
But now Morpho Knight has also been appearing in games. If we have both Shadow Kirby and Dark Meta Knight, we should also have Shadow DDD. For Samus, they just give her other suits. Zero Suit Samus, Justin Bailey. Pikachu could also have a costume where he's blue, in reference to Meryl, or Pika Blue. Maybe Captain Pikachu. We could also get Mystery Dungeon Pikachu.
Pikachu could have had Detective Pikachu. Detective Pikachu has his own game and his own movie, so I don't know why they didn't do that. But I am very happy Pikachu Libre made it in. Pikachu could also have a costume where he has Ash's hat, especially since Ash's hat made it in the games. Pichu could have a costume where he carries a blue ukulele on his back in reference to Pokemon Ranger.
Supposedly, Plusle and Minun were supposed to be in Brawl, but they could probably fit as Pichu's alternate costumes.
Jigglypuff, I want her to have her green headband from Melee.
Possibly Screamtail could fit. Jigglypuff can have Giant Jigglypuff from the anime with the markings, and then it would make sense for the final Smash Puff-Up.
Lucario, I have no idea why shiny Lucario is not an option.
Another one for Lucario could have been his Halloween costume, where I think it's also a reference to Sir Aaron from Pokemon the movie Lucario and the Mystery of Mew.
For Greninja, I don't know why we don't have his official shiny variant as a recolor. We got something close to it, but it's not his actual shiny. Same thing with Charizard, I don't know why we can't select his shiny color. Same thing with Mewtwo also. I don't know why we don't have green Mewtwo as an option. Another cool costume for Mewtwo could have been Shadow Mewtwo from Pokken, or the original Armored Mewtwo from the anime.
And the redesigned one, even if I don't like that design.
And Cinnamorough has some good recolors.
And he actually has his shiny color. I'd also think it'd be a cool effect if they signify it's a shiny Pokemon, like how they do in the Pokemon games, on top of their entrance animation. I think Pit should also have a costume that he looks like how he did before he was playable in Smash Bros., as in his Melee trophy, or how he looked in the NES or Game Boy games. I think Dark Pit could have a costume where he becomes a Shadow Pit. For Captain Falcon, I think it should be his outfit from the first time we see him in the manual, the Super Nintendo game. Olimar has Alf, so they could also put the other captains. Rob could have Ancient Minister. For all the Fire Emblem characters, they could probably be taken from Fire Emblem Heroes. Villager, they should add the ones from Mario Kart. Maybe color swap versions of Ness and Lucas. Ninten could be a costume or his own character. Ness in his pajamas. And maybe Robot Ness. I think in one of Pac-Man's costumes they could give him a hat. Maybe Pac-Man could get any one of his upgrades in Pac-Motos. Or maybe his Pac-Man party design or Ghostly Adventures design. If Namco ever gets the rights to Miss Pac-Man, I think Miss Pac-Man should be an alternate costume for Pac-Man. Even Junior Pac-Man is a possibility. Bayonetta Nintendo costumes. The costumes she already has are based off Bayonetta 1 and 2, so Bayonetta should have a Bayonetta 3 design. Simon Belmont. Banjo should have a tuxedo costume. Ryu and Ken should just have costumes taken from Street Fighter. I could probably say the same thing for Terry. Cutie Terry from SNK Heroines is also an option.
For Cloud, it would be really cool if he had his Kingdom Hearts appearance.
I could probably say the same thing for Sephiroth. For the Inklings, they also have different appearances in Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 3. And the Octolings could also be costumes. Or Echo Fighters. For Piranha Plant, it could be a dry Piranha Plant. Piranha Plant could also get Proto Piranha from Super Mario Sunshine. And Waluigi should have his taco stand outfit. Another thing they could do is give the original 12 characters all Nintendo 64 costumes. Another thing that they could do is just give us customizable costumes. That way we could edit already existing costumes. As in, just give us the ability to change the color of whatever we want, and then we can make it any color we want. And if there's any character with a cut alternate costume, we could just put him back. What if I want to give Sonic one blue glove for some reason? I would be able to. Also, that way these guys could put those Sonic OCs in the game. I could make my own Minecraft character and choose if Steve is shaved or not, so I could also make pink-haired Link. Any character could look like they're from the Game Boy or Virtual Boy. I could make Wii Fit Trainer just be a silhouette. I could make Mr. Game & Watch any color I want. What if Game & Watch had a costume where he was constantly changing colors, or he had costumes with different patterns, and just make the shiny Pokemon? Or if we also had customizable accessories, or even put Mario's hat on other characters. Or maybe Mario without a hat, or mustache. Different colored Yoshis with different costumes. Or if I wanted Squirtle with sunglasses, I can give it to him, or any other character I want to. Like Fox McCloud. Maybe any character could be a doctor. And also change the voices of the characters. As in Ike, you could choose which voice you want. Or Marth, you could choose between English and Japanese. Or if you want to have Cloud and or Sephiroth to speak English. But what if you could change it to any language and set it to any costume? And imagine you have a tag that you could set the default costume to. Like how Smash 3DS remembers the last costume you used. And when Crash Bandicoot is playable, we should also have a Crash of the Titans costume. I also want Sonic to have a Shadow the Hedgehog costume. And I also want Shadow the Hedgehog to be playable, with Shadow having a costume that looks like Sonic. They could also have the outfits from Sonic Adventure 2. Also, a Terios costume, because that was a costume in Shadow Generations. The android Shadows could also be costumes. He should also have a costume where he looks like Mephiles. Also, this is me when I found out Shadow the Hedgehog is not playable in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
I took off of school just so I could watch this thing. Even though we pretty much already know Shadow the Hedgehog's gonna be in the game. I want Shadow the Hedgehog. Wait, so is the Grinch League fake? Shadow! No! Shadow! God damn it. No!